Really? Really? Is that what we doing in 2017? I mean, we like Dr. Phil on steroids. We a young little fix my life and Dr. Phil all wrapped up in one, and Jesus.
This is not just ordinary. This is not just ordinary.
What's going on, Team Kace? Welcome to another episode of Be Extraordinary, and this is the month of VlogTober. So we're doing something really cool. We're going to be vlogging every single day in the month of October. But listen, I need you to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so that you can get my updates, man. When I post a video, I want you to get the videos that I'm posting, man. I got some good stuff coming up for you guys. Now, I've never vlogged every day since I started my YouTube channel, so this is going to be really a challenge for me. But if you guys show me some support and like the video and share it and put some comments below, it'll let me know how I'm doing, okay? So hopefully something that I'm going to be saying in these videos for the next 30 days will help you to get to know me. I want to get to know you. The reason why I started Be Extraordinary is because I wanted to talk about how to be extraordinary in every area of your life. In order to be the best, sometimes you have to do the most. That means you have to go above and beyond and to be extra. I want to take some time today to kind of talk about relationships, because this is always a hot button topic amongst not only millennials but Gen Xers and baby boomers and all that stuff. And I want to be real with you guys today, because I'm going to share with you some of my experiences from stuff that I've gone through in relationships that have not worked, that have worked for a little while and then it all just fell apart. And I think it's something that you'll be able to relate to. So today I really want to talk about 5 terrible excuses you are using to stay in the wrong relationship. Can I get an amen, somebody? Amen, sister, you better preach. Yes, there are some of us, and I say us, that are in relationships we know we have no business being in. I ain't gonna say no names because I don't know your name. But if you know this is for you, I want you to tune in. You know what? If you know it's for somebody else you know, I need you to share this video with them, because I think, especially as women, we make all of the excuses in the world to stay in something we know is not good for us. I've done it. I'm sure you've done it. We know people who've done it, and I think it's time to stop it, man, because all it does is produce misery. Then you're bitter, then you're mad, then you're fighting with the person when you know you weren't even supposed to be with that person. It's like you saw 18 red flags and you just blew through them. It's like a red light. You just ran like 18 red lights, just shoo, shoo, shoo. And you never stop to think, maybe this isn't for me. So anyway, 5 terrible excuses you're using to stay in the wrong relationship. Number 1, oh, but Kace, you don't understand. He really, really is a good guy down deep in the bottom of his heart. Kace, you don't understand. She really, really is a good girl deep down in the bottom of her heart. So I'm not just targeting the men on this one. Listen, let me tell you something. If a person is a good person through and through, their heart all the way to the bottom, then you know how you're gonna know they're a good person. Not their words, not the fact that they can woo you over with all these fancy poems and flowers. It's going to be their actions. Their actions that are consistent, and actions that show that they are good people. Because the people that I know that walk around that talk so much about how good they are, I actually question them, because I'm like, who are you trying to convince? Because if you're a good person, just show me by your actions. And if you're with somebody who swears, babe, I swear I love you, I swear, you know I'm a good person, you know I'm a good guy, you know, I mean, I cheated, yeah, I did, I did it like 8 times and I said I wouldn't do it anymore, but you know I'm good on the inside. Well, I don't buy that. If they're good on the inside, then their actions on the outside will show it. I'm just saying. And you know, it makes me think of the scripture where Jesus is like, look, a good tree doesn't bear bad fruit and a bad tree doesn't bear good fruit. So whatever is the root is gonna produce that kind of fruit. So you gotta check the root, man. All right, you just evaluate that yourself. This is a quick video. I ain't gonna go into depth. I can talk about that for the next 20 minutes. It happened to me, y'all. So I ain't judging you. It happened to me, but they really are a good person. You know, I just got to be more patient. And that patience led me to waste like a whole lot of years of my life. I don't want that to happen to you. Number 2, terrible excuse you're using to stay in a bad relationship. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt her. Oh, if I broke up with him, they're not going to make it. They're going to run their car off a bridge. Listen. Hold on. If they are grown, and I feel like I'm talking to grown people, then they are responsible for themselves. Don't worry about them or how they're going to react. That's on them. You got to trust God with that. And what I want to say is that sometimes we treat breaking up with people like it's a crime. But let me say this. It's not a crime to break up with somebody. It's not a crime to let them know what you need. It's not a crime to say, hey, I love you. I like you. It's been great. It's not working. I have to go. This is what I need. It's not about you. This is what I need. That's not a crime. And if breaking up with somebody is not a crime, then you're not a perpetrator. Don't let people make you feel like you're a thief or a criminal because, oh, she walked away or he walked away. They're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. Maybe it meant that you just needed to move on. So don't feel like you are committing a crime because you need space or you need to break up with somebody, because sometimes breaking up is the best thing that you can do to regain your focus. You know, if you can't even walk away because you're so afraid you're going to hurt them or, you know, they're going to react badly, you have to trust God with that. The third thing that we use as an excuse to stay in a bad relationship is this whole sentiment of, I just don't want to be alone. We don't want to say this to anybody, but I've been here. I just don't want to be alone. I'm sick of sitting at home watching movies by myself. I'm sick of being invited to galas and stuff and not having somebody on my arm. I'm sick of those rainy nights where I have nobody to cuddle with. Trust me, I get it. I've been single for a long time, okay? And don't get me wrong, I have dated. I'll share some of that with you guys. But sometimes we feel like, I have to stay in this relationship because I just don't want to be alone, or maybe you feel like you just can't do any better. Staying with somebody just because you don't want to be alone is really just an empty way to exist, okay? Because what it means is that you're just taking anything just to say you're not alone. And the Bible says, what does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? I mean, you may have everything you think you want because you're not alone, but you're losing a part of yourself every day because you're miserable, because you feel like you just can't do better. Sometimes you feel like, well, I have to take the abuse and I have to take the verbal abuse or the emotional abuse or the mental abuse because I just don't want to be alone. Well, at least I'm not being alone. And the thing about it is, God has something better for you. If you just step out on faith and believe that God has something better. Trust me when I tell you, I've seen it happen in people's lives. It's happening in my life. For every guy that I've run into, that I have stepped out on faith and say, you know what, I would rather be alone than to put up with this. I promise you, God has brought me better guys along. And there are guys out there that will love you for you, that you don't have to put up with just so you can say you got somebody. Because I understand in the age of Facebook and Instagram, and we want everything is almost about appearances. You know, if you're the only one that's alone in your group, it's awkward. But if you could stand up strong and stand that test, I guarantee you there's something that's coming better. So please don't let people trap you because you just don't want to be alone, because you're losing a part of yourself. And there's no lonelier feeling than being with somebody and feeling like you are alone. Number 4. And this is the classic excuse. This excuse has lived throughout the ages. I don't even know how this survived all the way to 2017. But the thought of, if I just give it some time, I can change him. Really? Really? Is that what we doing in 2017? We like Dr. Phil on steroids. We a young love fix my life and Dr. Phil all wrapped up in one, and Jesus. The only thing that happens when you try to change somebody is that they resent you and you're tired. They are going to resent you for trying to change them and you're going to be tired. So don't fall into the trap of, if I just stay a little longer, I can change them. I can change them. They just need my loving. They just need somebody to love them and to treat them better than their ex treated them. And I'm not going to be like their ex and all this stuff. Don't believe the lies. Their ex couldn't change them and you're not going to be able to change them. Think about this. Their own mama couldn't change them. Think about how hard it is to change yourself. How hard it is for you to change yourself. When you say, all right, I'm gonna wake up every morning at 5 o'clock and I'm going to the gym, you know daggone well that's gonna last for like 2 days, and then you ain't going to the gym at 5 in the morning because you don't want to be awake at 5 in the morning. We can't even change ourselves. How do we think we're gonna change somebody else? And I know it feels that way, because we love them with everything we have, and I'm just giving all I got it. And I just, ooh, if I just give more, and if I just be more, and if I just love harder, and if I just be more of what they need, they'll change. I'll say this, and this may be a bit controversial, y'all, but only God can change the heart of somebody. You can't change them. I don't care how much sex you give them, how much money you give them, how much you sacrifice. That's not going to change them. And if you're like me, you'll be waiting years and wasting years of your life waiting for them to change, only to find at the end of the road that they are exactly the same person they were when you met them. They only change when they want to change, okay? And I think it was Maya Angelou who said it. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. You're not gonna change them. You may as well decide just to love them the way they are. Number 5, and this is one that I can relate to the most. Kace, the reason why I'm staying in this horrible relationship is I just don't feel like starting all over again. We've been together for like 5 years, and we took the first year to build, and the second year to get to know each other, and then the third year was rough, and then the fourth year we figured it out, and then the fifth year, now we're just getting to a place where, well, you know, at least I know him or her, at least I understand the devil I'm with. You know, she or she is a devil, but at least it's the devil I know. And if I find somebody else and I leave, or I just leave, then I have to start all over. I got to get to know them again. I got to go on dates. Now I got to explain who I am again. That is a good excuse, y'all. It really is. And it's one that I use. Look, I'm older. I'm tired. I don't feel like going on dates, dressing up, smiling, laughing at jokes that are not funny, pretending to be something that I'm not to impress you. Why not just stay with the one I got? If you are miserable in that relationship and you know it's not going to work, but you stay for not wanting to start all over, did you know that you're going to waste just as much time as it would have taken you to get to know somebody else as it would with you staying? Let me explain. So let's say you decide at year 4, you know what, I've been through too much. You know, we've been through too much together. And I'm not talking about marriage. If you're married, that's a whole other conversation. I'm not advocating for divorce. You need to go to counseling, go see your pastor. I'm not talking about married people, okay? I'm talking about if you're just in a relationship and you're not married, but you feel like it's not good for you. It's a horrible relationship. Maybe they beat you. Maybe it's verbally abusive. Maybe there's infidelity. Maybe there's money issues. There could be all kinds of issues. If you're in that relationship and you decide, because I don't want to start over, I'm just going to stay another 5 years. The 5 years that you stayed enduring that could have been the years that you put into yourself, making yourself better for the man or woman that God has for you. Or you could have met somebody and started the process with them for the next 5 years. So time is going to go by regardless. You just have to choose how you're going to use it. And it's a myth and a lie that, oh, it's going to take you 18 years now to get to know somebody else. No, it's not. You know why it's not going to take you that long? Because when you're in a relationship and you're really reflecting on what's happening, you grow. And you come out of that hopefully knowing what you want and what you don't want. And so when you meet the next person, you're not going to take 100 years to figure out if they're the one. You're not going to take 18 months to see, let me see if I really like them. You're going to pretty much know if you like them or not, because what you're going to know is, wait a minute, I went through this last time. Now, wait a minute. Nah, this ain't happening. And the process is going to get easier and easier for you to weed out the people that are not good for you. But you're never going to enter that process if you don't leave. Or maybe starting over is not about finding someone else. Maybe starting over is about starting over with yourself. I literally, from my last relationship, y'all, had to start a relationship with myself. I had to date me again. And I know that sounds weird, but what I mean by that is I literally had to get to know me again, y'all. I sat down and did stuff like, dang, what is my favorite color? What's my favorite kind of music? What kind of food do I like? I had immersed myself in this relationship so much that I lost me. People would ask me stuff and I couldn't even answer. Well, Kace, what do you like to eat? I didn't even know, because I had identified myself so much with that person that I just, you know, whatever they like to eat, or we eat together. I never really built myself up as an individual. And so that happens when you're merged in a relationship. But what happens when you get out is that you do get to know yourself a little bit better. And maybe you're not meeting that person like right away, but you know what? There will be a moment where you're gonna find somebody who matches you. But you guess what you will have? You'll have your soul, and you'll have yourself, and you'll know who you are, as opposed to going into something not knowing who you are. But anyway, Team Kace, thanks for hanging out today. This is another episode of Be Extraordinary, and this is VlogTober. We are vlogging every day in October. Come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. come back to my page tomorrow. And if you have not subscribed already, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. I want you to be a part of Team Kace. Leave me some comments below about what we talked about today. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all.